Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 4, Episode 3. So let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys. So the show opens with Maurice and Marceau. They're talking about the infamous picture and the fact that Marceau posted it and gave everybody problems. Maurice was like, the ladies have to deal with it. It's definitely a problem out there in them social media streets. And Marceau was just like, well, Letitia's fine. Okay. And Maurice was like, yeah, Letitia's like always fine until she's not fine. Letitia really isn't fine with any of it. It's just that she always wants to give off the impression that she's not bothered. I think it's maybe her positive self-talk, that it doesn't bother her, but definitely it's still an issue. And Maurice was like, well, don't you think you owe me an apology? And Marceau was like, no, stop it. Okay, you shouldn't have lied. You said that you weren't there and that you didn't see any interaction. And what you should have said was that you were there and that you didn't see any interaction. It's not my fault that you didn't express yourself correctly. Maurice was like, well, you know what? Whatever affects Kimmy affects me. So, it's definitely a problem. And of course, Marceau doesn't really care because as far as he's concerned, Maurice lied. Okay, or actually didn't present himself correctly, and that he just posted the picture to show that he was there. Anyway, they're gonna go back and forth with that. Marceau is not going to apologize, none of that. He said that he may go on and apologize to Kimmy, if he has to, but other than that, nope. So while they're there sitting talking, I think they're at their lounge, at Marceau and Letitia's lounge. In walks Martell. Everybody dap each other up or whatever, and Martell sits down and he tells them about the book signing that he has coming up. He wants to invite them to come. And Maurice was like, yeah, I'm about to go on my honeymoon. Okay, 3 years later. So yeah, I won't be able to be there. And I think Marceau said he wouldn't be able to be there either. I don't remember why he said he wouldn't be able to, but anyway. They're still talking about this picture, though, and the fact that Martell felt like Marceau threw his brother Maurice under the bus. And Marceau still says that he won't take that blame. Okay, he didn't answer the question correctly. Oh, well. Well, Martell wants to talk to him about going so hard, on Lewis at the reunion. And Marceau was just like... he was sitting up there talking about my marriage, all right? Now, it's bad enough that people come at my marriage all the time, but, you guys just been married for a year and a half or something, and you think you about to come and, you throw a match at my house, I'm going to burn your house down. Lewis and Tiffany was doing a lot at that reunion, you guys. And, of course, you're going to try to come at Marceau like that. He already had kind of told you not to do that during the season. So at the reunion, it was going to even be worse because you guys were still trying to make it seem like, So, I kind of understood what Marceau was saying in that instance. Maybe he did go a little too hard. Oh, well, it's the reunion. Okay? Shit gets hard there. Martell was like, well, I feel like that was just a pull a man to the side conversation. That you guys could have had. Marceau was like, why are you always taking up for him? he can't talk for himself. And Martell says that you guys need to actually sit down and have a man-to-man conversation. And Marceau was just like, I guess I could have a conversation with him, but, Marceau is still going to feel the same. The best he can do, though, is have this conversation, and we'll see how that goes. Now, later on, we see Martell go to see his mama. Mama Holt, she's all, hey, my baby. Everything is her baby. She just love her Martell. You're supposed to love your baby. So, I understand. Anyway, he comes over with a couple of bottles of wine. He said that he's developing this premium sweet red wine, and he wants his mama to sample it, so he's brought a few over, and she was just like, what made you decide to make a wine? And he was just like, well, me and Melody, we had a favorite sweet red wine that we used to drink, and I always said that I was going to make a wine, so this is what I did. I've been working on it for like the last 7 or 8 months. Was just like, finally somebody lit the match under Martell's ass. I think he was feeling kind of woe is me, out of sorts, not really knowing what to do with the divorce, and just kind of like, remember last season when it first started, he was down on his luck. This season, he's trying to capitalize. Okay, Martell, like I said, lemonade out of lemons, okay? Don't let Mel just be the only one that's capitalizing on all this shit, even though you the bad guy. Still, there's a lot of people out there that's in full support of Martell, so make it do what it do, boy. Anyway, he's letting her see the wine. He named it after his granny. So her mom, and she was just like, Martell is a good man, and he's, he, for him to name it after my mama is just, I was just like, bless him heart. So mama get to drinking the wine. Oh, that's good. She mixing the wines up. Mama, now you can't be doing it like that. She's tasting all the different ones. So now he's wondering if he can even take her opinion. But she's proud of him. Baby, you was at rock bottom, but look what happened. You standing tall today. I said Martell will never stand tall with his little teeny self. And mama gonna have his back always, right or wrong. Anyway, Martell tells her about the book signing, and he's excited about it. Him and the kids have been working on it. And he's got the book signing coming up this weekend. The kids are going to be there. He already told Mel. So, he wants her to come. Can you come and help out? Sometimes I know sometimes you don't show up. And she was just like, yeah, I said I'll be there. But yeah, Martell said he's looking forward to the kids coming. They deserve all the accolades. They worked really hard on this book, and he can't wait to see him at the book signing. Don't hold your breath, Martell. Now, Lewis and Tiffany, they're having a conversation. I guess we trying to have some sort of romantical night and brightest day, and just in the room, Tiffany is trying to seduce him sort of with her words. And look, Lewis is trying to get the internet connected back up for the kids. Anyway, she tells him how at the slumber party that Mel had, she ended up speaking to Kimmy, and they was able to let bygones be bygones and squash whatever it was and just get an understanding between the two of them. They was good until here come that messy ass Stormy. And Stormy just kind of flipped, got the shovel and shoveled the dirt again and made shit tough again. And she was just like, yeah, she was coming after me. I mean, she was coming for me hard. I said, I have a feeling that Stormy will be coming for everybody as hard as she needs to. Stormy is that one. And so Stormy's going to keep the mess going. He tells her how he had a conversation with Martell. Martell came and spoke to him, and they was talking about the reunion. Martell had even co-signed that, yeah, he felt like Marcel did come hard for Lewis and Tiffany there. So Lewis says that they're going to sit and talk, him and Marcel. They're going to have a conversation about it. And she was just like, well, even when you and Marcel have a conversation, what about me, you, and him and Letitia having a double date? And he was like, what? And she was like, yeah, I've been knowing Marcel for a long time, from whatever she said it was from. And, he's just got a big personality. He was like, no, baby, don't do me like that. Now, you know me better than that. I don't care if he have a big personality. Like, I was like, what's the matter? He was just like, no, we ain't sitting up there and kowtowing to the Scots after they treated us the way that they did at the reunion. Hell no. Okay, but she was just like, oh, he's not that bad. Like, she just wants to go and have a sit down dinner with the other couple, and maybe you guys can come to. And he was just like, no. She was like, well, are you afraid that it might get physical? I was like, boy, what would a fight between Lewis and Marcel look like? Not that they gonna fight y'all, but that would be something else, child. Can you imagine? So he was all piped up and, puffed chest and shit. She was like, I'm gonna need you to bring it down. Okay, calm down. And he was just like, well, I'm just passionate, but his whole thing is like, we grown ass men. If Marcel has a problem with me, then he needs to express himself that way. Don't come at me all sideways and think that I'm just supposed to take it. Now, if you want to be more than friends, if you want to be my boy, Marcel doesn't want to be your boy, Lewis. But if you want to be Lewis's boy, then, you just need to say what the issue is. Let's talk it out like grown ass men. Let's move forward. So, Lewis is up for talking to Marcel. Again, he tells old girl that he is not going to get physical with him, and we'll let the cards fall where they may. Now, we see Mel. She's with her daughter, Mariah. My mini me. Mariah's cute. She's growing up to look actually just like, I think that Mariah probably is a good split between Melody and Martell. The little boy definitely looks just like Martell, though. One of the, because is it two boys? Or is it three girls and a boy? No, I think it's two boys. Anyway. Cute girl.
Mariah really wants to be an actress, so I just remember picking her up from school, and we drive to Atlanta for her acting class, and then we drive all the way back to Alabama so she can go back to school the next day.
So yes, She says that Mariah's committed to it, you know, and she's just so proud of her. So Mel is about to audition for some role. And so they're practicing. They have the cameras set up in the room and the lights and all of this. And, you know, she's Mariah's feeding her the lines, and she's doing her thing on camera, you know, and Mariah's doing the camera and zooming it in and cutting it off and all of this. And Mel is just really proud of her daughter. Afterwards, they sit down and she talks, and she was just like,
you know, I just want to make sure that you know that you can reach all of your dreams. Okay, and you don't need to have a man to help you do it.
Okay, I don't know if she said it exactly like that, but Mel's whole thing is she wants to be an example to her kids, like most parents want to be, you know, that you can do whatever it is that you set your mind to. All right, you don't have to have somebody there to help you through it. All you got to do is work hard and it'll happen for you. Okay, so a cute little conversation between Mel and Mariah. Now, the Scotts, Letitia and Marceau to be exact, child. We see Marceau sitting there looking like he is really trying hard to be sitting with his family. He didn't even look right. He kind of sitting off to the side, you know, he got a drink. He looking like he want to hold his head, but we can't do that for the camera. And I was just like, everybody looks really uncomfortable. Like, we not used to seeing Marceau with the family. We see Letitia with the kids all the time, but not Marceau too. So anyway, Marceau tells us, you know, he's always waxing poetical, you know, pensive, thinking about, you know, shit. He's Confucius. He knows everything. He was telling us that when he went to Africa, he realized that, you know, generational wealth is not about money. No, not at all. You know, generational wealth is about being there for your family and making sure that, you know, you give them the advice that only Marceau can give. Okay, smartest nigga in the room. And that's what he got from Africa. I was like, that's what you got from Africa, huh? He's gonna give the wisdom that he's been able to gain over the years to his family. You know, Letitia's happy that he's there. Again, he looks like he's suffering, but it was just like somebody that got on too small shoes. They just be sitting there like, I'm gonna have to stand up and walk at some point. Yeah, so they're gonna plan a family vacation, I guess, and Marceau's gonna be there. I mean, I sure hope they have the cameras on that trip. Afterwards, Marceau is tired. Nigga, you just sat on the fucking fireplace and tired just being with your family. baby steps. We ain't gonna hold his ass to the fire. But I was just like, nigga, how you tired just sitting there talking about Africa and, you know, making plans for a trip? That put a child, that gave him, he was exhausted. And so was Letitia. I guess she was trying to make sure everything went well. He said that he spoke to Maurice and Martell, and Martell tells him that he was bullying Louis at the reunion. And Letitia was just like, well, I don't feel like you was bullying him. He said that we had a bad marriage. So that's not bullying him. He was just defending his marriage. But Letitia still somehow wants to swing it back around. You know, she was just like, everybody want to talk about their marriage, you know, and, you know, when you didn't ask, they didn't ask for it. Just like, you know, her mom, you know, my mom saying that, you know, that you was having an apartment with Martell and it's all on the blogs. Like, where did that even come from? And Marceau's like, I don't know. I mean, people just make up shit. You know, he might have his car. You know, his car has personalized license plates. People see it. I mean, you know, has he been over to Martell's place? You know, he was just like, I don't even get down like that. Like, me and Martell don't hang like that. You know, they don't have much in common. Like you said, Martell don't drink. You know, Martell be trying to get some ass. So you ain't got time to be fucking with Marceau unless you got a bitch for him. So Letitia was just like, well, I just wonder, like, when Martell and Marceau, he say they don't have nothing in common, but, like, when they get together, what are they talking about? They talking about Marceau trying to tell Martell that he need to calm down and make sure if he gonna be messing with other women that he needs to do that on the low and not let everybody see it. That's what the conversation usually is going to be. So apparently Martell tried to tell Marceau not to ruin his marriage, not over no bullshit like this. And Marceau said, I'm not worried about it because me and Letitia are good. He's like, we good, right? And she was just like, oh, I'm good. Letitia's not good. And he was just like, oh yeah, okay. See, I thought we were. So Marceau You know how it is when you know something is wrong, but as long as the other person don't tell you something is wrong, you just act like everything is okay, but you know deep down inside something is wrong, okay? You ask a person, you know, your significant other, like, baby, you okay? And they say, yeah, I'm fine. But motherfuckers' eyebrows shot all the way up into their hairline and they, you know, got a pissed look on their face. Well, you said you was fine, so I'm fixing to go hang with my boys, okay? I'm fixing to go with my girls and see, you know, like, you know that there's an issue, and Marcel knows. He just, Marcel he's a study, honey. He's a study. Then we see Kimmy and Maurice, and I guess this was a scene I could have done without, but they're about to go on their honeymoon, and Kimmy is really excited. Kimmy said that she ain't even really believing that they about to go into the honeymoon until they get like pretty much on the plane and flying there. Maurice, of course, he's hardworking, you know, overachievers, you know, he's always on the phone, he's working, and she was just like, you need to get your ass off that phone, we need to get this stuff packed, we need to get up out of here. This was 3 years in the making, so good for them. She's packing up her stuff. She even got her little lingeries that she got, remember first season when she was lingerie shopping with Letitia and Melody. Okay, she's even gonna take that with her. But anyway, she tells him about the slumber party, and she was just like, let me just tell you, Letitia wasn't there, Destiny wasn't there, but guess who was there? And he was like, who? And she said Kiki, and he was like, well, what was she talking about? She was like, well, I mean, Kiki just had a whole lot to say about Letitia. And she was a little perturbed about the fact that everybody had all to say about Letitia, but Letitia wasn't there to defend herself, and she couldn't figure out, like, why we even talking about her in the first place. Then Tiffany was there, and her and Tiffany had a conversation, and they was good until Stormy came, the storm. We're going to just call Stormy the storm from here on out, y'all. The storm came over there and just kind of, you know, kind of swiveled the mess back up. And I guess now Kimmy and Tiffany not as good as they thought they were. And she was just like, the whole thing was just weird. That, you know, Letitia, Destiny, they the topics, but they not there and all that. And he was like, well, you know, like, I know that you need to have a conversation because everybody has a side. So you need to sit down and you need to talk with Letitia, let her know what happened. And she was just like, listen, I'm gonna think about all that when I get back from my honeymoon. Right now, we about to go on vacation and she is ready to go. And then, you guys, it's the day. It's the book signing. Today is an amazing day. Today is a great day for the book signing. You know, the kids worked hard for this. There was a lot of dedication to this book, so they deserve this. For me, it's very major, okay? So Martell said he's been looking forward to it all week. You know, he did let Mel know that, you know, he's having this book signing and for her to bring the kids. Now, Mel is not answering the phone. And he's been trying to call her all that morning, and she hasn't answered the phone. And so the manager, the other Mel, she says that, Mel number one, as Martell liked to put her, she tells him that, you know, she was raised single parent, you know, there was some drama there as well. She kind of understands where Mel's coming from, you know, because it's just been a lot of shit. And so now Mel doesn't feel safe. You know, maybe you guys will get to the point where you guys can successfully co-parent, but for right now, Mel doesn't feel like she needs to bend really to help you do anything because, you know, of everything that has happened with the two of them. So we just need to kind of give her some space, you know, be patient with her and all of that. So, you know, hopefully Mel, the manager, will help him understand Mel, his ex-wife, and kind of help him through this situation. Now, it was really funny the way Martell was being. I felt like he was being extra docile and trying to make us feel sorry for him because I think deep down inside he knew that Mel wasn't going to bring the kids. Okay, apparently he sent the email or whatever, but she never responded, and so he's just assuming that she's going to do it. And but he knows his wife, or his ex-wife, I should say. So the fact that she never really touched bases with him and responded about any of it, you know, I think deep down inside he knew she wasn't coming, but this was going to be his perfect opportunity to make her look like she's out to get him. Okay, besmirchifying his name. Shout out to Don King. So he's having the book signing, you know, people are coming, you know, one of the Guest was just like, I thought that I'd see the kids here, you know, and he was just like, well, I'm just hoping that the kids show up any minute. Nigga, you knew them kids wasn't coming. All right. So anyway, yeah, more people come in, you know, he's signing the book. And even Tiffany comes and she was just like, oh, where the kids? And he was just like, yeah, Mel ain't brought the kids. He don't know where the kids at. Okay. Got the damn seats with their names written on it, you know, printed out like this is where Mariah was supposed to sit and the other little boy. And, you know, so he's disappointed. I said, oh, poor Martell. All right. And he almost got me. He almost got me. I was almost thinking like, that damn Mel, she knows she was wrong doing this. But, and there's always a but, isn't there? We see Mel. Mel is at home. And Mel is like,
okay, kids, get your stuff together so we can go.
Okay. Now, she is about to pack up the kids and leave for her hometown, wherever that is, somewhere in Alabama, I'm assuming. And, you know, she FaceTimes her mom and we find out that she had 2 deaths in her family. So somebody else must have recently died and she's going to be with the family there. Okay. And in that FaceTime, she tells her mom,
you know, I received an email message from Martell, you know, telling me that he was having a book signing and he wanted me to bring the kids.
Okay, as if, you know, you don't even ask, can you bring the kids? Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is it's not his weekend. You know, Mel's whole thing was like, he gonna wait until the week that I have the kids to plan something like this. And no, if you have the kids, you plan your kind of shit on your weekends. Now listen, you guys, in a perfect world, yes, that would have been cool if she would have been able to bring the kids. Okay. If they had that kind of relationship where, you know, they were willing to be cool with each other and do things for each other that might not fall on their weekend, that's one thing, but there's still a lot of resentment there on both sides. Mel is not fixing to let Martell control her weekend. Okay. No. All right. And then you didn't even ask. You send a damn email or whatever, a text message, however it came. She said that it came the day before. It don't really matter when it came. The whole thing is we didn't even have a verbal conversation. You just assuming that I'm bringing the kids. Like, she ain't even thought about it. So it was kind of fucked up that she didn't reach back out to him and just give him a heads up. But she doesn't really have to. And again, they not there. They're not there. That's exactly what the first Mel, okay, just told him. So she was just like, so her mom was like, well, you guys need to have a conversation, you know, about him planning stuff on your weekend. And she said, well, we have had that conversation, but Martell continues to do it anyway. So then her mom was like, that's just his way of trying to control you. And it is. It's just sort of like, why, out of all the weekends of the month, why are you planning stuff on her weekend? Okay. She doesn't have to do this. I mean, I guess he said, you know, on special weekends, the court paperwork says that on special days, you know, that they could come. Well, that's a real hazy, gray, shady area. Okay. And when it gets to the point where divorces and child, visitation and all that gets this kind of contentious, then that shit has to be written in stone. Like, I want this date, this date, this date, this date. I know enough people that have had to do this in court. Okay. They write that shit, spell it out, because otherwise shit like this happens, you know? So, I mean, yeah, it would have been cool if Mel could have brought him. But I understand why she didn't. And again, Martell tried to play on our sympathies. You know, at the book signing, he goes on ahead. They get some other kids that come and read for his son and his daughter that was going to be reading. And I was just like, how many people at this book signing? Carlos, I mean, y'all could have put more people. Even Mona did better than this. Y'all had about 7 people in that damn room. Child, you sit up here reading this kid's book to these grown-ass people. I was just like, okay. So he goes through that, but he's looking like he's very upset about it. You know, he's kind of putting his head down and everything. And he says, you know, today was hurtful for me. it was very important. I was looking forward to them coming, you know, and they got cheated. Okay, I got cheated. The kids got cheated. Everybody got cheated. I said, well, Mel got cheated too when you went out. Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't feel that sorry for Martell. I just hate that they can't work it out. But I mean, they will eventually, but that shit's still too fresh. So, you know, he walks out the room and I was just like, all right, you guys, let me get off of here. There's no Tommy. Didn't come on, I guess, because the Grammys come on tonight. So this is going to be the only review for today. All right, and we'll be back on Tommy's show next week and Candy and the Gang tomorrow. All right, you guys, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have, ooh, my allergies, child. Ooh, y'all, to see all the green dust just floating in the air is horrible. Anyway, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.